And I mean,
No, I mean, my
doing this
speeds were
one is fine. I'm
fine
uploading
when
sharp.
I checked
Okay,
in
in
10
20
minutes
seconds
ago.
we're gonna
So
be live. I'm gonna put on the wake screen. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then ikasekbon 2. We are live. It's just the wait screen though.
Welcome to Photography and its Bits. Do apologize for those little technicalities if anybody was there earlier before they saw the stream. But yeah, we seem to be almost okay now, and we'll try to fix it as we go along. Any other questions? Any other problems? Audio and sound, audio and video, please do let us know in the comment section. But we are hoping everything goes as smoothly as we did when we tested just a bit earlier on. Today we've got the legendary, the preferred photographer for for all events happening in Limpopo. We've got Mr. Mosa Arthur Mailula. Welcome to the show, sir.
Guys.
All right, and with me, who is doing the tormenting in the background there, we've got Mr. Mao, who has given me the task of running today's interview, so you can focus more a bit on the technical side, which today is showing him flames as opposed to regular shows, but we'll try push through. Yeah, but anyway, just say hello to everyone if you can hear.
Hi everybody, it's good to be here again. Yeah, just some technical difficulties, but we're gonna push along and we probably gonna get it sorted out, so it's good to be back.
Alright, cool. That's Mr. Mav Inc. You can find him on Instagram, IM_MARV_INC. Now, but today's not about Mav Inc. or Nico, which is Nico at Mabaso Studios on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else. But today's guest is Mr. Mosa Arthur Mailula. While you're there, maybe if you can open a second window, you can find him on Instagram at I have it here. I want to give it to you correctly. It's ABELIF 1 Life. So it's Abelife, Abelife 1 Life on Instagram, and on Facebook you have Abelife 1 Life Photography. So yeah, but yeah, just have those open so you can go through the images with us. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Please tell us, Mr. Mosa, who is Mosa Arthur Mailula?
Hello, Nico, viewers, and Marvin. This is Mosa Mailula from Abelife 1 Life Photography. Nico, can everybody hear me well?
Yeah, no, I can hear you far, so I think
awesome.
we should be fine.
Awesome. Just to give a little background of where I'm from, I'm based in Zanin, and my original home is in Palabora. That's where I started my photography journey back in 2014. Yeah, that's where I come from. A lot of my photography as well. So I started this in 2014 when I was trying to do short films, because I had tried doing short films, but I had no camera. So I ended up buying 2 Dslrs and I found myself in photography while using Dslr, which way you can get for short film. But I don't regret this journey of photography. It was not something that was out of line. It was something that was so much into my heart, you know. And yeah, it's been a great journey. I love this, and I don't see myself stopping.
Okay. So your origins were video before photography.
Yes, my love was on video more than.
Okay, so yeah, then what made you jump into photography then? Was it something that clients wanted, or was it maybe you thought you wanted to try something new?
It's doable like weekly for me, and it's something that I could easily practice more often and develop myself in terms of lighting, composition, and all that. So, and there's a time whereby I needed to better my life. I needed to make sure that something that's coming into my pocket, you know. So okay. I said, let me try this, and then I'll get back to the other one. Hence, I'm doing both now, and yeah, to a point where right now the focus is more on film, on photography.
Okay, all right. Okay. So yeah, with the equipment that you had for video, transitioning to photography, what difficulties did you have in between? Was there a point where you said, you know what, okay, this camera that I used to use for video is not giving me enough, and what do I need to change? What did you have to change from moving from video to photography, and what skills did you have to relearn again? Being video being a continuous story that you tell, whereas photography. So I just wanted to stick to photography. What difficulties did you have in between, especially with your equipment and your experience? Was it what new things did you have to relearn again so that you would better fit into photography?
I had to get back to composition techniques, camera movement had to be improved further, because in photography you don't deal much with camera movement. So then with film you have to do a lot of good camera movement. You have to compose your shots in a way that they will go well together. So it then became a different art altogether. So they strongly relate, but with video there are a lot of technicalities which are different from photography. So it had to be a point where somebody has to focus on improving the other one, so it can match together with the other.
All right.
To balance between the two, especially when it comes into weddings.
Okay. All right, Mav, are you there with me, Mav?
Just sorting out a few things. Hello,
Mav?
Nico.
A few guys are just complaining about sound. They're not being specific as to what, but they're just saying the sound is bad. I'm not sure, is it on your side or our side?
Okay, I'll just try and check. Just give me a sec.
Okay, and then I think there's a big delay as well between me and you, because Musa and I hear each other quite fine.
Okay. I'm just trying to check.
Okay. All right. Okay. In the meantime, we'll just push on, and hopefully they can still make things out from what we're saying. Sorry. Coming back to you, Musa. What equipment did you find that you needed to have? What equipment that you find that you needed to adapt and change, and that you definitely needed to have on when it came to photography as opposed to a video? You know, like with video, you mostly, I would assume, had mostly wide lenses and things like that, and your lightings were continuous lights. And when moving into photography, what equipment you found out that you cannot do without, that you were doing and the video equipment that you needed for video, but it didn't really need for photography?
Okay. For both of them, first I needed prime lens, so I would interchange between the two of them. But with photography now, the lighting had to be a different case in the stage, and yeah, he taught me quite a lot of things. And I met Nico and Marvin through him. Yeah, he was a great photographer. So even though he has resigned now, we still. A lot of things. He was quite a gentleman.
Okay.
And yeah, the other photographer, there are other photographers who inspired me in South Africa in particular. The likes of Ingrid Alice. I remember I had to move from Joburg and come back to Tzaneen, and it was not an easy decision to make. I thought I wasn't gonna do so well. Areas in the Tzaneen areas, and the work that she produced out of this area was just amazing. And I connected so much with her work, and to a point I could even at some point try communicating with her, and she was quite friendly and gave me some guidelines here and there as to how I can improve my photography and how I can do best in the area, because it was just an awesome area. And also because I connect so well with nature, it became very easy for me to work in the area. So then I have produced lots of images that I love. I don't know about people, but I love them.
I mean, you have to have loved it, otherwise you wouldn't be posting it out there. Okay. Next one. So you mentioned moving from Joburg, and I think I know you from this side of town in Johannesburg. Moving into Limpopo. What difficulties did you have in terms of getting clientele? Did you find that you had to restart your marketing from?
Yeah, well, I had to start a new client base altogether. It was not an easy one, but I had to work hard. I had to keep on producing images and having an online presence on social media, and that gave off some exposure, and people started to talk about the work, people started to refer each other, people started to inquire when they see the work, and it grew from there.
Okay, all right, okay. And how long was that process? Was it something that took, was immediate? Was it a 2-month thing, or 6 months, or was it a year, or or maybe you're still in there trying to get into the market?
Maybe I could say in about 6 months. Maybe.
No, all right, okay, cool.
I'm a wedding photographer, but I don't justify myself as in a specific category as we should. But I am more into weddings, wedding photography, maternity shoots, and a bit of other things, but I am more established in wedding photography.
Okay, and how much of that business do you think you have in the area that comes to you? As a thumb, what do you call this when you measure with the thumb? How many weddings do you get in a year from your area?
It's a combination of my area and other areas. I mean, I would go as far as KZN, shoot weddings there. Mpumalanga, Ladysmith would go there, shoot weddings there, and around my town in Zanin, sometimes it's a few really, and you find that we go outside the other towns more. We go to Venda, we go to Polokwane, And
so basically the whole of Limpopo and some of Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you were shooting, so I'm guessing now you are more established and more developed photographer. So what mistakes do you see that new people that are coming into photography that are doing that you used to do as well, and how has the improvement been to people who have come into this photography been better than what you experienced when you were still learning?
That was from 2014, Nico.
No, 2014, yes, sir.
2004.
But yeah, that's still a much more developed photographer. I mean, that's 6 years. So would assume that you are much better than you were when you started.
Sorry, Nico. My journey has been more about working hard, learning, and not stopping to learn. The mistakes that will be done is to become comfortable after achieving certain good images, after achieving certain good shoots, and start to feel like I've reached where I wanted to be. At the point where I am now, I'm like, I'm not where I want to be. I look at my images, I'm like, I'm not where I want to be. There are images that I desire to produce, and so for me, it then takes me to keep learning and being exposed to knowledge.
Yeah, so where is it like specifically? Where do you wanna go? Who do you weigh yourself against? Who do you compare? I mean, which standards do you want your work to be reaching to? I mean, who do you look up to?
I don't like limiting myself. I'm an African photographer who would love to do lots of African productions in terms of photography. So I want to be more of an international photographer. I look up to lots of international photographers, some in Africa, some South America, Asia. So I would follow them. I would look at their work, and I follow what inspires me and what I want to see myself shooting or even doing better than. Because really in photography, there are no limits. There are no limits. As long as you arrive, you can get to the top. You can do that as you keep it.
Okay, and how much of that stuff that you see from those people that you follow do you put into your own work, and what is the process of using like the little things that you find interesting in their photographs coming back into your work?
Yeah, most of the time I try not to duplicate the work. I don't like duplicating the work of people who inspire me. For example, Lungile Machila became my mentor. He did a lot of great shots that I always loved to see. And from what he taught me, I still apply them. I still apply most of the knowledge that he gave me. It's in me now. Sometimes I just do it, and this is actually what he taught me. And I do it in my own style. It inspires me. When I look into a scene and I want to shoot a specific image, I dig from deep within me and apply what also inspires me from deep within me. And so I would use scene from others, and but what I see with my work, I always produce something that is not so much the same to theirs.
So how long does it take you when you find something interesting that you liked in photography? How long does it take you to practice before you start implementing it into your work? I mean, how long, like for instance, if you see a lighting technique that you like from someone, is it something that you go and practice at home or find somebody to practice with? And how long do you actually apply that into a paid job, like a wedding or a portrait session, perhaps?
Yeah, I hardly practice with a person. Just go to a scene and see what is up there, and I'll gather maybe some of the knowledge that I have received, and then maybe apply it at that certain point. So I don't always approach. I think it's because I don't always approach a shoot with a type of image in mind. To say I'm going to shoot like this, like the one that I saw somewhere, So I would be there, look at it, and I'm like, okay, I think this I can shoot it like the way so and so, then give me this particular type of thing.
All right, okay. Mav, are you still there with us? Yeah, sure. Just jump in there anytime. You have to ask our honored guest today.
No. Right now I was just busy in the background. The stream
I can
was a
see
bit
it.
unstable, so I had to jump in there and just get things working the right way. But I think just go on. I will jump in where I need to.
All right, sure, okay. Sort of describe, without being specific, but describe your style of photography, Mosa.
I would I would describe mine as as what look, I do outdoors. I prefer doing white shorts at times. I don't have a specific description of this. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know there, or maybe an image that you want to send to us. But of all the images that you shot, I'm sure you must have one that you value the most. Which one is your favorite image, and why is it your favorite image? Was it something that happened on that day, or was it raining, or was the type of person you were shooting, or which one would you say is your favorite images, and tell us why it is your favorite image?
Okay, I don't know how can we bring it about to the window? Maybe from my Instagram feed.
Yeah, maybe just describe it to Marv. Marv will just put it up and then send it through.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay, image. I just want to say hello to people in the chat room. Say hello to people in the chat room. Doing that. While Marv is doing that, we've I'm gonna start at the beginning. We had to Tabang. We had to Tabang. Tabang is joining us from two different, streaming devices. We have Kenlin Dinepet. We have Kenlin Dinepet. Kenlin's very hectic. Kenlin's very hectic. In every stream that I go through, I see Kenlin is always there. You've got Mr. Bonikosi as always. Thank you for coming in through. Kedu Musa as well, always there for us. Thank you. And with regards to the sound, Kenlin and Mr. Bonikosi, thank you for letting Marv know. We've got Big Ben, whom I saw was in the previous chat as well. In the previous stream that I was watching just now. We've got Mr. Wakaena, Ted Mabaso, thank you for coming in. And we've got Neo Mola saying that's my bro, so I'm guessing a friend of yours from closer there. Okay, and we've got Mr. Warren Jordan, who hasn't missed a stream in the past couple of weeks, even before the close down. Thank you for your support, sir. We've got DJ Busang. DJ was streaming just now. I'm sure he finished around about 2. I had to jump away from his chat, from his stream. He's also talking photography. Very interesting. Today was talking about which camera should you buy. So after the show, if you haven't watched the live stream, please do go through and check out his stream. Mr. Shikwamba, or Mr. or Miss, I can't see the picture very well. Shikwamba Nhlaisi, halala. And we've got Mr. Ramutsepe coming through. Thank you. Yeah, sure. And yeah, that's think we got. Oh, okay, we got cassettes. Thank you for letting us up at the stream. Yeah. But yeah, she's always there, our number one fan, or one of our number one fans, I don't want to say. We've got Mr. Wayne Malsim Peterson. Sorry, I do apologize. Mr. Wayne, Mr. or Miss, I'm sure it's a Mr. Wayne Peterson there. And you've got a lot of fans, Mosa. We've got Rosanna Shokane. We've got Mr. Manisa Vala, whom we had as our previous guest. So if you missed that, go through our feed. Very humble and very good gentleman. Very nice to have learned from you. Thank you for that. We've got Temba Dube just joined us. We've got Mr. Nicholas Hrobla. Mr. Nicholas Hrobla, also they have a stream as well going in. They should have one going at 1600 hours today. They're going to be talking about the ceramic microphones. Please do check them out at unkept.media on Facebook. Thank you, Mr. Nicholas. We got Jason, I was disappointed to say I was looking forward to playing 30 seconds, but anyway, things happened. Yeah, so Jason's also one of our friends and fans. Yeah, so also a blogger as well. Do check him out on Facebook. Is Jason Volen. Jason just dropped the link in the chat there. Sorry. Okay. Shikwambane Hlaisana saying, great man. He is Musa, is one of the best photographers I know. I trust, best photographers I trust with my all. Yeah, so that's a compliment to you. We've got Dslr Mailula, I'm guessing a relative to you, waving to us. Yeah, I've got so many. Okay, I think the last two. I've got Blessed Nkwamashu. Blessed Nkwashu. Okay, saying that is they're having the connection there, so I do hope that it is fixed before the end of the show. Mutlanalo Ramalo, big ups to Musa, love the man behind my if you can pronounce that word, Mhlarimbwa music video. Oh, so you did a music video as well. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, we're gonna jump through to the rest of the people watching later on. So if I'm hoping you found that image.
Sure. Got it. Okay, Marvin, are you there?
Okay. Is this on your Instagram or is this on your Facebook?
It's on my Instagram.
Okay. It's just. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Can you see the image?
It's taking a little while to get to me because I'm only seeing from the stream.
Yeah,
okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, please walk us through this image. Why is this image? Why is this one your all the other images that I love from your work?
Okay. The scene there took my attention. You can see the clouds on the mountain there. And yeah, so sometimes when I go to this location, I wouldn't find the clouds like that. So I found them to be like this on the day, and they were from that distance, and the lady was wearing a blue dress, and yeah, the guy also was wearing a blue dress. Sorry, a blue blue color. And yeah, so I had to compose. Yeah, so I had to compose. In fact, this image is made up of two. The guy was not there. On like they were shot. The lady was shot. Yeah, the lady was shot. And the guy was brought them together into one.
Yeah, and how much processing went into that? I'm sure it must have been quite difficult if they were shot separately, because now when you come back now, the scene is slightly different from the like camera was and things like that.
Yes, I had to put all those things together, and then so it took around about maybe close to an hour working around this one. Yeah, so I would spend that much sometimes on my images.
Okay, all right, okay. Okay, I just there. I see you've got Mr. Dashing Likota there, and then Pretty Levisi, also friends of the family. How difficult is it shooting for another photographer as a photographer?
This is a difficult job because you are under so much pressure to impress them and give them what they normally want to produce for others. But then again, you find that your fellow photographers trust you with the work, and just have to maybe try and be free about it and do what you can.
Okay. All right. And okay, if you were to get which photographer would you trust to capture your wedding?
That's a difficult one. You guys are maniacs.
All right, okay, we'll just jump that one. Okay, so I'm going through your feed. Or you did say in the beginning that you like wide shots. And I see most of it is about the forestry and the mountain, the landscape that that you are, I'm guessing that is around the area where you live in. How much of the area that you live in does affect your work? How much does it influence the type of photo? Because I see you're more environmental and more the landscape. Most of your shots are wide shots to incorporate the environment around of what's happening. How much is it a choice or something that you saw and liked from someone, or is it mainly influenced by the area? Because Limpopo is quite a very rich area when it comes to environmentry and forestry.
Yeah, I remember what I said also. I got more of an influence from a good photographer, Ingrid Alice, and also connecting with their images. I connected with them. I connected with the nature side of their images, which I saw. And I also connect with nature itself. So whenever I go to these areas, they inspire me to work. So, yeah, so these are areas that are giving me unlimited options, so I can change from one spot without going to the other one and then start using another. So yeah, it is just a lot of options.
Yeah, no, I must say I am very jealous. If you want something a bit more natural, it's like going to the botanicals or going there here in Alberton, and you are surrounded by all these beautiful landscapes that you can use to your liking. Yeah, so that makes me a bit jealous. Yeah. So from your point of view, what makes a photo a good photograph?
I would say lighting, composition, and creating a mood in your image. Creating a mood that you envisioned.
Now, what is a mood? I mean, how does one create a mood? I mean, you have a subject, you put the subject there, and I put my lights right. But what determines a mood in your opinion?
Lighting does determine the mood, and mood as well. Can determine the mood itself and how you interact with them. Your relationship with them, what they produce out of the interaction you have had with them, contributes to the mood. Because if you want to express a happy mood in their lives, if they come angry, if you have angered them, you won't get that, because they won't be looking happy. Yeah, so the relationship with the client also matters when coming to putting your lighting, your composition together. So these things go together.
All right. Well, speaking of moods, have you ever had a shoot because you weren't either happy with the way the couple was or the person was what they were giving you, or maybe they were not feeling well and they had to, have you ever had those instances where you had to postpone shoots or cancel the shoots because you weren't gonna get what you originally wanted?
No, I've never had such an incident. There have been challenges, but I got to deal with them. Photography taught me a lot, especially wedding photography, a lot about dealing with different types of people. People who look down on you, people who do things that would anger you, and then you have to determine how you respond to them. And some would come in an undermining spirit. I'll just talk to them nicely and then speak in a way that makes them realize that, hey, we need this guy. And sometimes they'll come down and get to understand that we need to work together here. I think what I'm mentioning now is just from one incident that I remember.
Okay. So, how do you handle posing for your shoots, your formal photos, your maternity shoots? I mean, I struggle with getting people to pose. Every time I always rely on Ben or Marv, who have more experience in that. How long did it take you to learn how to pose a subject or a model, and how do you handle it per different model?
I think it started the day I met Nico Mabas.
I just said I struggle with posing most.
Yeah, in that particular workshop we had with Lungile, I learned posing. I took it serious, and I kept on practicing it when I work with people. And I also realized that posing is different for different type of shoots. For weddings, for maternity shoots, and for models, you pose them all differently.
Yeah.
So
All right.
the question was, how do I?
Okay. Okay. How long did it take you to learn posing, and what do you do to practice by yourself, to say, okay, if I have a subject, are you that type of a person who will stand in front of a mirror and practice those poses yourself, or do you go through magazines? Like, how do you learn your posing, and then how do you implement that into your subjects?
I do check magazines, and also I check my subjects as well. I try and look at what could be comfortable for them, what could look good for them. I mean, I would establish a certain pose, and while I'm busy shooting, I'm busy shooting, yes, but I realize, no, this is not coming out so right. But I don't tell them, and then eventually I get to position them in the way that is looking beautiful for them. And make sure that they're gonna look so beautiful when people look at them.
All right, cool. Now, speaking of beautiful and placing the subjects, there's an image here. A little young boy. It's a maternity shoot. A young boy standing with such a beautiful landscape and such a beautiful landscape. Do we have it up on screen? Marva, do we have it up on screen? Talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Yeah, he was a very, he was a very, very happy boy. He was a very happy boy and happy mommy. Now look, you could direct him. You could tell him. Now look, you could direct him. You could tell him to. Yeah, he was so excited. And when I saw the sun and the tree there. This tree goes against some composition techniques that other photographers but I'm like, let me try and use this tree, though it is not straight, and sometimes people advise you not to have trees in your images because they would ruin your images. I said, let me try, because this is a wide shot. Let me try and see what I can get. The sun there, and let me have the sun. As you can see, when I put the sun there, started to produce some rays out of the tree. Yeah, and then behind it also were some sun rays from the sun back there over the mountains. So I had to incorporate all those things together in the email. I love.
So I'm sure you have a big printout at your wherever you stay in. Did the couple? Did the client ask for that image printed big, or was it just digital delivery?
No, it was digital, and then a book as well. She opted on loving to have a book as well.
Okay. Speaking of books, how many of your clients are from? I'm excluding weddings. Some cases, the weddings you do give out books, but when it comes to shoots like this, maternity shoots and things like that, how many of your clients do actually come back to you and say, you know what, I need a book printed?
It's not so many. Maybe out of 10, I would say 3 would want photo books, and out of 10, maybe 5 would want canvas prints printed.
Do you proactively sell books, or is it like you just have packages to say, okay, package A, I'll give you 2 images, package B, I'll give you...
For maternity shoots,
I think I must have Mav, I think I must have lost something.
I don't have.
Nick?
Yeah, okay, Mosa is cutting here somehow. Is there something you can do on your side? Okay, Mosa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, now, okay, you're back now. Yeah, you're back now. Okay, please go on.
Yeah, I was saying for maternity shoots that don't include printouts, so they get an option of out separately.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Sure. Marv, while you're there, just maybe grab a few questions that you had for or prepared for Mosa.
Mosa.
Yes, Marvin.
So tell me, which is your favorite piece of gear in your kit, and why?
My favorite piece of gear.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be one.
Well, it can be a couple. It doesn't have to be one. It can be. But what when you go to a shoot, what do you say? I can't live without.
My favorite piece of gear is my whole camera bag.
I can't live without my 85 millimeter.
Okay.
I can't leave my studio without it. Obviously the camera as well. So yeah, with the 85, I mean, I shoot almost everything with the 85. Against popular belief, I'll shoot an entire wedding with an 85 instead of using something like a 70-200, which is highly recommended. Not because I'm against the 70-200, but because I could afford the 85 over the 70-200. I couldn't afford both of them, so I have to use what they have. So if you look at the weddings that I do, where you see shallow depth of field and stuff, that's my 85. So I would do sort of my whites with not full white. Yeah.
Okay.
With an 85. So the first image that I showed you of the couple at the maternity shoot, I shot that an 85. It was not a wide lens.
Interesting.
Did you have to be? I mean, to get that? I'm sure you were quite far with an 85.
Yeah, I was real far.
Yeah. Okay. So, in speaking of, you had to adapt your whole. I mean, being shooting with a 35 and an 85, those are prime lenses. Obviously, that affects how you shoot and how you approach a certain scene. You know, like for instance, this one, you probably had to move back. So do you choose your scenes according to the lenses that you have? Because me with the 24-105, for instance, I could be right in front of them, or I could be a couple of meters back. I'll still be able to zoom in and out. Why the choice of a prime lens over a zoom lens in your case?
Yes, I would choose the scenario. I'll choose the environment that can accommodate the 85, and that's with controlled environments. But with environments that I can't control, then I would have to be moving around, going back and forth, you know. And I wouldn't obviously I wouldn't get what you get with the 70-200. I wouldn't get good candid shots like you would. With me, some of them, when I try to do candid shots, it will be at a point whereby somebody is pretending like shooting them, but they can actually see, you know, in a wedding reception.
Okay. Yeah.
So my choice for the 85 is because I can go f1.4 when I want. I can go f2.0. I can shoot that much, you know, as opposed to a 70-200 f2.8. So yeah, I love the 70-200 as well, but because of having no other option, I've become comfortable with the 85 until I get a 70 for myself.
All right. So, like, what is in your camera bag at the moment? Speaking of lenses, what do you take to a wedding? Yeah.
Take a Sony A7R Mark II. I would take an 85 millimeter Sigma 8 f1.8, sorry, and a 28-70 wide for Sony, and what else? Yeah, and a 50 millimeter.
Okay. All right. And then your assistant. You have an assistant, or are you a lone ranger? Do you work by yourself?
No, I work with assistants. They work with me. Some they shoot, some they do lighting work. I always go with them.
Okay, and to get the right assistants, or did you get somebody who had interest in photography and you had to train them the way you wanted them to produce for you? Or in our case, me and Marv, I know how Marv works, and he knows how I work. So if I were to get him to do a job with me, I know what to get. Or in your case, well, how was it? Was it a new person that you found to teach and to groom, and do they shoot the way you shoot, or you produce your work so that there is no gap in the type of work that you deliver?
Yeah, somebody that I would teach, and then they would do work closer to what I shoot, especially to make sure that the images don't. I wouldn't want a client to see work that is super different, even spot to say, oh, no, here this was not what I was looking forward to having. So yeah, so my assistants will be instructed on the how I want them to get the shots from which positions.
Okay, we just have a plane flying through there. I'm just gonna wait for it to go. Okay, it went through. All right, cool. Let me see. Okay, for people speaking of assistants and people that you were grooming, what advice would you give to people who are recently getting into photography and want to be at your level or even past your level? What things would you like them to look at and avoid, or to jump into?
Well, I would say they should get knowledge. They should put knowledge forward. As you grow in the field, you get clients that don't care much about you have grown. Sometimes all they care about at the same point is what you're producing for them, and they're happy with. But you can't stay in that environment and say, oh, these clients are happy. It's enough, then you need to grow. You need to keep learning to your point whereby you also reach a certain dimension of clients, different clients, maybe clients that would even give you more because you deserve more. I mean, it's all about growing. The more you grow, the more you deserve. And it's an issue of not being lazy. You shouldn't be lazy. You should keep learning, and you should never give up. You should get up again, learn and excel. Keep excelling, keep improving.
Would you advise them to go for formal education on photography, or the YouTube University of Photography would be best?
Well, they're both important. I mean, on YouTube, sometimes you get to learn that a certain person who was teaching you on YouTube was teaching you nonsense, and you learn from those things, and then you also learn great things from other YouTube channel broadcasters.
All right, get the chat room for us. Do you have access to the chat room?
Yeah, I think. Let me just check on the chats. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start here. We have quite a few people. We have
yeah, it's a lot.
saying great man, he is Mosa. He's one of the best photographers. I trust him with my all. And then we have.
I think I've went past that one.
To these ones. We have Jason Vollenhoven.
Vollenhoven,
yeah. Who's there? We have Mokwana Lebogang Madia. We have we say we love ya Mosa, and we have Marvin Biason. I hope I didn't butcher that. Who says, aside from wedding, does Mosa have any other genre in photography? We have Blessed Kwashu, who says, big up Mosa, great work. We have Tabang Muloesi, a part of the family, who says your night wide shots are amazing. And then Nicholas Groblau says, thanks for the shout out, Nico. We have Utandi Matia who says, big ups, Mosa. Best photographer ever. We have Kenlin Dinepe Sanderson, who was telling us which there was echo again. I think we've sorted that. Then we have Jason again saying, guys, we are echoing again. Okay, just let us know if it's still back. I think we've solved that. And then we have Kanyisile Jules Sitwaba says, amen. The sun, when it comes to landscape and portraiture, damn it. And then he says, Musa is king. I love that image. We have Anzara Palalani, who's joined.
Mr. Anzar, one of my favorite. I think Musa and him, you are neighbors up there, and you guys are taking over Limpopo.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
and then let's see, and then Okanyisi was also saying there's a lot of reverb. We can't hear, so just please check the stream and let us know. I think it's sorted now. A beautiful image from Rozan Shokane. And then Utabang Mulasa says the image is beautiful. I'm happy there are many of us out there who spend an hour on an image. And then Shikwambana Shanyisa says Nico sounds like Peter Ndoro from SAPC. And then Shikwambana Shanyisa. Shaisa, okay, yes. And then Tabang Mulefsa says the image is beautiful. It's good to see the still. He repeated the comment. And then we have Candy, who's joined. I know he just came from another stream. He was talking audio. We enjoyed the episode.
I missed that one. Guys, there's too many of you streaming. Please, let's have a network where we can share stream times, because Candy and Busam went live at the same time.
But no, Candy, the session was beautiful. It was beautiful. You explained the audio quite good. And then Candy Mo says it's hectic. Just joined now. We have Utabang Futi says, Mr. Misa, do you add the clouds on some of your images, or are those straight from the camera? And then we have Ukendi Mo says,
That's straight.
Huh? Do you want to answer that one?
They're straight from the camera.
Oh, they're straight from the camera. So there you go, Tabang. They're straight from the camera. And then we have Ukendi Mo who says, I'm with you on the 85. And then he shows great hands, and he says, Musa, your 35, is it full frame or crop?
It's full frame.
So there you go, Candy. He's saying it's a full frame. DJ Busang says he shoots a Sony, boss, and 85 can become a 105 with a click of a button into crop mode. Yeah, Sony guys,
Sony brand.
You just click a button and you have the 105 on your hands. And then Jason was saying, awesome session, guys. I have to go now, but I will watch the recap. Ukal Mo has joined the stream as well. Jason says name got pronounced properly for a change. Hey, thank you. It means I got it right.
Yeah, Mr. Vollenhoven. Now just shutting it down to Mr. Vollen.
Yeah, Ukal Mo tuned in. Well done, guys. Keep up the good work, Mosa. And then Jason says the echo only pops up when you jump onto the Instagram screen. Oh, okay. I think I might know what's happening.
That's much better. We'll sort that one out.
Audio before
I have another one from Mr. Steve Castings. Mr. Steve Castings. Steve Castings was on at 11 this morning, and I think it's every day. Check out Mr. Steve Castings' schedule on his timeline, and he was asking, hey guys, when are you inviting me to the show? So Mav, you've got a task over there.
I'm sure we'll make a plan.
I think
I'll reach out.
I think we can put all the Fuji and Sony photographers in one episode and give them gloves. I think that would be a nice show.
And I'll be the referee. Yeah. So and then after that we have Kanyisile says we want Anza Rapalalani 2 on the platform. Okay.
Yes.
And then Bonkosi, Mr. Bongs Kosana says that guy helped me get my drone back when it flew away. connected me to the right people.
Okay. Speaking of that one, Mosa, yes, Mosa, what happened to your drone? Tell us a story.
No, my drone flew away. We were flying it in Pretoria North, and then it had what DJI called a fly away, and it went for good. We didn't get it. We woke up the following morning, we tried to go find it, it wasn't there. And so they replaced it.
But what was the process, or?
It was through email, and then we communicated with DJI via email. It was for, I think, about 2 weeks of communication, and they were just updating on the process as to what they're doing, and then said they'll give us a new drone, and we only remain with the remote in our hand. So they said, no, we'll give you a new body. Then they sent it from China, from Hong Kong, and then it came.
So it was DJI that replaced it, not your insurance for your company.
Yeah, I bought it from OMS, so it still had one, and then so because DJI was now responsible for it, they became the ones to sell it.
And how difficult is it flying drones in the venues that you do events in? I mean, do they give you trouble in some of them, or is it just easy? You just agree with a couple that they want the drone image shot, and then you just go in there and do it?
Yeah, with weddings, it's much easier because, I mean, you're operating in a property of someone who permits you to come and shoot. You're operating maybe at a hotel or a lodge, and then you are permitted to shoot there. So you can shoot above that premises. You can, you can do that. But then, being in Tanin, I mean, we have farms around here. I can try and fly above somebody's farm, and I can get sued for that. Yeah, the challenging part now with drones is that we need licensing.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Mav, I'm sure you still had two other questions there.
Questions or comments?
Questions.
Oh, no. I'm good at the moment. I'm good.
Okay. Any comments that require answers from Mr. Mailula?
We have, I think, Marvin Biason. I hope I said that. He said, "Great job, Mosa." We have Kendi Mo again, who says, "Thanks very much, guys. You should do this more than one a week. Thanks to Mosa with his great work." And we have Marvin Biason. Futi says, "Mosa, do you have pre-plan before doing prenup or photo shoots or even weddings? If yes, can you give us some tips?"
Hey Marvin, I do plan. Sometimes I plan in different ways. Sometimes it's a matter of me looking at where I'm going to shoot and the people that I'm going to work with. Sometimes I'll just use Pinterest to check the type of images that I would love to produce, and the ones that inspire me, and then just maybe keep looking at them to go see what I can go and produce myself. A lot of times it's not the image that I saw on Pinterest which I produced. It's something different but still nice, and maybe even better than the one that I saw sometimes. So I always don't limit myself to the work that I've seen outside. I always try and stick to myself, be myself, and produce what I believe I'm born to produce. That I have a different thing to bring as a photographer, and you have a different thing to bring as a photographer. We are all, the experiences are different, and the beautiful things that we can produce are different.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll write down a bit of what I want to go and achieve, especially with weddings. I'll try and write down what I want to achieve with a particular couple and the type of images. Just maybe bullet point them as to what is it that I want to shoot with them.
Okay. Okay. I think we have just two more comments. They says Candy Mo says on the drone one venue that I know they want a license is Oakfield, and Bonkosi Mr. Bongskosana says they actually don't want you to fly it even if you have a license. Yeah. So I think
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm sure some guests got injured or there was history from an event that's why it's like this decided to okay, no drone anymore. Anyway, coming back to Mr. Mailula, the last time I saw you, or one of the last times that I saw you in our sport there, you had a 7D and a 7200. So now you just spoken that you are now shooting a Sony with a 35 and an 85. What made you move from DSLR to mirrorless, and why specifically Sony as opposed to Fuji, as opposed to Canon mirrorless, as opposed to Nikon mirrorless?
Yeah, look, last year when most of us were starting to get exposed to mirrorless camera, and I was looking for a new camera. I was using Mark II because I had lost the 7D that I had lost the 7D. So then after losing 7D, I bought a 5D Mark II, which was at least an upgrade from the 7D because it was full frame. So then I was using the 5D Mark II, and I had to trade it in and get something that was a bit higher on pixels and better with dynamic range. And when I was comparing, because I desired the 5D Mark IV by the time, and when I checked and I tried to compare things around, and also thinking of how heavy DSLRs had been to me, I looked at the options. I started to check reviews and compare 5D Mark IV with certain mirrorless cameras. And then when I compared it to the A7R Mark II, I found most of the features of the 5D Mark IV being available on the A7R, the Sony. So, and then the Sony A7R, a good dynamic range, and the only thing with Sony was the battery issue. But I said let it get into my way, and this A7R Mark II was cheaper than the 5D Mark IV, and the 5D Mark IV was new, but the Sony A7R Mark II had something like 2 years, but it was competing highly with the 5D Mark IV, and I opted for it.
Okay, and between now that you're using the A7R2, do you feel that when the Mark IV comes, do you feel the need to jump to that, or would you wait for people to sell off the second hands of the R3s? Are you looking to upgrade, or you're quite happy with what you have?
I'm happy with what I have right now, and yeah, I'm not so much fascinated by brand new cameras. I can tell you, with all the work that I've been doing, I've never bought a brand new camera.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you're always the guy that buys the second-hand things.
Yes.
All right. Okay, cool. So collaborations. Do you do fun? I'm going to ask you two questions in one. What type of pictures do you shoot in your free time, and when you're not being paid to do a job? And secondly, do you sometimes collaborate with other photographers on fun projects or even paid projects, like more people who are more established than you are?
Yeah, I do try and collaborate with other photographers, and yeah, maybe for work that we want to use for, let's say, our profiles, work that we want to improve our profiles with, and I collaborate with them. Basically, based on what we want to achieve, and yeah, we maybe, if it means we have to go and maybe share our equipment and produce things for ourselves, that would be great. Then yeah, we do it. I think it was about
what do you do in your free time. What do you shoot? What type of pictures do you come up?
Okay, yeah. So in my free time, it would be work that I want to use for my profile, basically, because I hardly I hardly have free time. I don't think I have so much of free time. So in what I call my free time, I really don't want to touch a camera. If it's a camera, it's a camera phone. So I wouldn't want to be handling a camera. I would be wanting to relax. And yeah, much of the time when I'm shooting, it's work as work more than free time type of thing.
All right, okay. Have any questions? I only have one more, and from my side.
Go ahead, shoot.
Okay. All right. Cool. Running a business in Limpopo, especially a photography business in Limpopo, how difficult is it? Is it a more an informal or a formal type of things? Because most people take Gauteng as the hub, a business hub of South Africa, and maybe Cape Town more formal. Now we're looking at places like Limpopo, more maybe the Mpumalangas, which are a bit more rural. How hard is it? Like, what type of business are they? When it comes to photography, is it more formal or more informal? And how difficult is it to run it in terms of like things like administration, being I'm assuming a one-man band there with people that you with 2 or 3 people that help you. I mean, you do photos and videos at the same time. Do you find that sometimes you get too much work that you can't handle, that you have to offload to other people, or how does it work? Maybe just run us through running Abelife, One Life Photography.
Yeah, look, sometimes it has so much of a workload that I really can't do alone. I need other people. I need editors. I need video editors. I need photo editors to keep it going. Because now with me and Abu Anza in Limpopo, we have people in Limpopo wanting us so much, and they see us available in that province. People, like, we have different classes of people, and all of them, all the different type of classes get to come and have their work done by us, family shoots and pregnancy shoots, as you may say, a lot of weddings as well. So you have different types of people for weddings, and some from Joburg and some from around the province. So because now they have found us to be available in the province, they know where to go. They prefer us, and the work will be so much at some.
Yeah, and you run the whole province. Okay, speaking of using other people to help you edit when the workload gets too much, we know Mosa has got this sort of look, so this type of editing. When you're working with other people to edit for you, how much does that change into your work, or do you give them a preset on one of the photos to say I want my images to look like this, or do you give them an album or collection of your photos to say I want my photo work to look like this or my video work to look like this? How difficult is it for them to adapt into the way you like your things edited?
Yeah, look, it's not a very easy one, because even when you create presets, you can put a photo editor on the desk, and they can edit with the preset, and at some point you find that the exposures are not where you want them, and even when they use the histogram, you find that they are not sure. It's like when you're starting to edit. Sometimes you check your Instagram and you're like, I think this is fine. And one day you go and look at the image, you're like, this was not so fine. So you get that happening with them as well, while they edit for you. And you definitely have to go back and check the work as to how far they've gone, and maybe assist in finalizing the whole edit which they've done.
All right. Okay. So speaking there is like saying that you look at stuff later and then you find a sort of. Do you sometimes take off work from your portfolio? Now you feel that those images are not as good as what you are now, or do you keep them just to say, this is where I progressed from?
Yeah, I used to keep them, but now I remove them. If I go on the feed and I don't feel good about a certain image, it's that I archive it, or I just remove it completely.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think I don't know. Oh, okay. There's a question here. What influences your pricing? Is it the area that you're in, or is it the target market, or is it what you feel good to when you are with?
Sorry, you were saying?
Mr. Bongs was asking what influences your pricing. You know, is it that area you're in Limpopo, or maybe like Limpopo Section A? Maybe it's a less wealthier demographic than like when you go to Venda. There's that area where you've got mentions. Does your pricing differ according to who your client is, or do you have a constant pricing throughout? And how do you determine your pricing?
Okay, I have a constant pricing for everyone, and it's really about what I'm worth and what my people are worth. The people I work with, the people who do assisting with, the people who should my pricing. I think about them. I fight for them. If a client is to negotiate, I fight for them, because these are the people that should be getting, not only because they want to have fun, but they also want to keep their lives moving. So my pricing is also strictly around the people that I'm working with, the people that I can say work for me. They get defended in a way, and also a pricing that the business or the work that we do deserves, because we can't charge something that we don't deserve. We can't charge a price that we don't deserve. We always have to improve our work to a point where we deserve a certain pricing that we put.
Kalmo is asking on the chat room, between traditional and your Westernites white weddings, which one is do you find it very challenging to prepare? Which one do you find challenging to prepare and work for? Which one is harder between traditional and white weddings?
My brother Bones. I find white weddings to be more challenging. Weddings to be more exciting. I would approach traditional weddings with more excitement, because of the mood around the music, what the people do, and how you shoot them. I shoot them differently from how I would shoot the white wedding. A white wedding, yet beautiful, and you have to show forth the beauty of the formality thereof. So yeah, it's at its own pace compared to the traditional.
Okay, all right, no, cool. All the stuff that I had prepared for you actually gone through, but is there anything that you feel you want to share out there, Mosa, with everybody?
I think I'm good, and I would like to thank everyone who has been here in this interview, and those who have asked questions, and those who have made their comments. Thank you so much, guys. It's been amazing. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Oh no, that's cool. And of all the people, of all your support and everyone, I was saving this one for last. I wanted to say to one of my favorite, my number one fan, not your number one fan. My wife was also watching with us, and thank you, honey, nice. Thank you, baby, thank you. She's more special than all of you. Yeah. I'm just letting you know. But guys, otherwise, thank you. With friends that are also watching the stream room, guys, don't forget we've got Candy Mo, who's running a daily podcast on more especially video. Today he was talking about sound, and yesterday his settings for the camera. Check out Candy Mo, CANDY space MOH. Send him a friend request, and then you'll be able to see what he's talking about tomorrow. We've got DJ Busang, who also now and again posts what he was going to be talking about. Today he was talking about which camera should you buy. We've got Mr. Steve Costins, who's on at 11, and also check out his stream to see what he's talking about tomorrow. And we've got our very special friends there at uncapped.media. Mav, please pull up that banner for me. Today they're talking about the ceramic sound, and tomorrow an exciting one. It's very exciting to me because I'm deciding which camera should I go for. So they're going to be talking about the Fuji. They're going to be talking about the Fujifilm at 4 o'clock, and today they're on 4 o'clock, and today they're on at 4 kept on media on Facebook, and talking about the Facebook, talking about the lapel mic, the ceramic, and what's your phone and your your cameras as well. So it's got a multi-purpose, and apparently it's a quite good device. So yeah, I'm quite excited. I can't wait to that will be in about 30 minutes actually from now. So please do jump in there and show them love, and they've been supporting us as well. Yeah. Thank you to everybody. You can find Mosa. Where can they find you online?
Find me on Instagram, Abelife One Life, Facebook, Abelife One Life Photography, and my personal account is Mosa Arthur Mailula.
Okay, thank you, Mav. Where do people find us, and where do they find you? All right, cool. Thank you. And anybody who wants to help, advise, or donate some equipment to help us improve the shows, we are doing this from our own pockets. And as you can see now and again, we do struggle. So yeah, please taking any sort of advice, or if you have equipment that could help us improve the show, would be very glad to put that into good use. You can find me at Mabasa Studios on Facebook, Instagram, and there was www. Thank you. We will come back to you soon as we have another exciting guest. I mean, we won't get back to the roundtables now because everybody's still locked down in their individual homes, and unfortunately our networks are not comparable with each other. Hence, we cannot even do this over Skype. So for now, it will be Marv and I bringing you your favorite photographers, and we talk to them. If you have questions for them, do please shout out into the chat rooms. And if you do have suggestions of whom you want to see next on the chat room chatting with us, please drop us an inbox straight to either to me on my personal profile, Nico Mabaso, or Marv at Velapi Marv Zwane. And other than that, guys, thank you for joining us. We shall see you next time.